All right, so I finally decided to take the time to throw together a just a basic overview of the car setup here. So this is my 2010 Subaru Impreza hatchback. Um, I started by gutting the seats all the way throughout. So I took out the passenger seat and the two rear top seats. Can't really see much from this view. Let's start from over here. So essentially, this is the bedding area, pardon the mess, but bed is set up all the way through to the front seat. And then over here, I've got my basic closet set up. I've got all my clothes, food and water, a bunch of miscellaneous knickknacks up top on the top shelf there, along with a bunch of items stuffed on the side over here. Axe, saw, tarp, and I'll explain the window shades in a minute. Then over here, I've got it set up so that the center section of the bed opens up and gives you access to storage down beneath where the seats used to be. And then up at the front, at the head of the bed, I've got the driving station kind of set up here, but this pops out and turns the bed into a quasi recliner. So I'm sitting in there late at night. If I'm sitting there for, however long, I can actually be propped up a little bit and have more of a seat than just a bed to kind of relax in. And then down below here, I've got my deep cycle battery attached to a 2000 watt inverter back there, which is connected to the alternator under the hood with a circuit breaker switch. So I can charge this battery by running the alternator and also shut it off at night. So I only run my heater and what else do I have at the moment? My single stove burner, and pretty much whatever else I need off of the inverter at night without draining the battery under the hood. And also at the same time, when that is turned on and connected to the front, if for some reason this battery doesn't start, I can always hook this battery up to it by that switch and start the car using this battery as well. So I've got a little redundancy there. In addition to that, I've also got a jump box here that also has an air compressor in case I get a flat tire somewhere, and I've got a patch kit, or a plug kit up top as well. So that's the basic setup of the car. During the daytime, I pretty much drive it as you see it. Make a couple modifications. I have my phone there, obviously. Up here and in the front seat as well, I've got a bunch of miscellaneous tools, extra fluids, coolant, oil, windshield wiper fluid, of course. And then up here, I've got, let me see if I can find the keys and open this for you. Possibly. I've got a whole bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. In here, I've got some survival gear / tools, tow strap come along. There's that single burner I was talking about. Bungee cords, some extra clothing, extra toilet paper. I mean, the necessities. Got an extra cooler up there as well, back there. And snowshoes and just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff up there, just for whatever I may need it for. Leave that open so I don't forget to lock that. So at night, I have these windshield guards that are all cut to size for each individual window. I'll try it's a little difficult with one hand, but essentially stuff these in the windows. And not only do they provide insulation, because at night, the moment I strip one of these down and look at the window, I can immediately feel the cold coming in through the window. So these help with insulation as well as completely black out the car. So when I'm inside the car at night, no light comes out, no light comes in. I feel like I'm in my own little private cave, essentially. And it gets pretty comfortable and pretty tall. I've got more than enough space in here to be able to roll around and stretch out without feeling too confined. I've got a small 250 watt heater that I can plug in as well at night. And with the battery, I can run that for about 8 hours or so. So that should be more than enough than I need. And I slept in closest I've been is 15 degrees, and it was more than comfortable. I didn't even have to use my sleeping bag. I have yet to actually used my sleeping bag. All I've used is this double blanket here and the sleeping bag liner, and it's more than comfortable. So I think that's about it. To talk about the car mechanically, when I first got it, I put new struts, rear brakes and rotors, and new snow tires on it. And then I stopped by friend Todd's shop in Bristol, Wisconsin. Highway 50 Auto Repair. Again, can't recommend those guys enough. I want to thank Todd, thank Steve Kovacek, two of my really long-term friends. Actually, two of the guys that I spent about 5 months or so camping with in Denver, sharing a campsite. So when I got to their shop, we replaced all the fluids all the way throughout, modified the battery box under the hood so we could put a larger battery in it, so it has an additional, I think 100 or 150 cold cranking amps. I think 100. A couple of the wheel bearings were making noise. We went ahead and replaced both of those, and we heard a slight sound from another one that was just starting, so we went ahead and just did all 4. So 4 brand new wheel bearings, fixed an exhaust leak, which is another story behind that one, which I'll share in another video. Let's see, replaced the valve cover gasket. Cleaned up the front brakes, re-greased and lubed the calipers, as well as sandblasted, cleaned up all the hardware. Did an alignment, actually twice. We had to do the alignment because of the second time we did the wheel bearings, so thanks Sean for knocking those out twice for me. I know I'm leaving out some stuff that we did over at Highway 50 Auto Repair, but without looking at the sheet, it's just too much for me to remember at the time, and I never claimed to be an extremely smart man. But there you have it. That's basically the general setup of the car. So far, I couldn't be happier with it. I love showing this thing off to people. Specifically, the lounge chair and then the hatch down here. I want to thank Todd Pisecki for really going above and beyond, helping me out with that. And also Steve Kovacek. Again, my other friend that I spent a lot of time with out in Colorado, and love those guys, man. But Steve also helped me wire the battery and the inverter into the alternator so I can pretty much have a constant charge on this guy. That opened up a lot of possibilities and made life so much easier. So again, thanks guys for all your help. Can't thank you enough. And looking forward to this journey. I've spent about 4 days or 4 nights in the car at this point, and it is exceeding all my expectations. So plenty more videos to come, and hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough.